Hi everyone, welcome back to my videos covering another section of my interview preparation for Microsoft 365. So if you're preparing for Microsoft Office 365 administration or Microsoft 365 administration interview, I would highly suggest you to go through the whole series. This is the second part of the video where I'll be covering active users or users section of the Microsoft 365 administration. Okay, so how do we go about the basic understanding of what is users? Users are the individuals who are allowed to access company resources in your Microsoft 365 environment. Okay, so these are individuals who are allowed to access SharePoint, Teams, Exchange, which are basic tools in the organization or a business administration. How do we go about accessing this active users or the users section? Again, as I said, what you need to do is you need to go to office.com. Just go to office.com and log in with your admin ID, whatever you have. And once you do that, click on this admin option on the left hand side navigation. Once you're in admin on the left hand side navigation, you should see users. If you don't see users, in some cases, for example, in my case right now, I was not able to see users because that option was hidden. You see, this users option was hidden. I see home, devices, Teams, roles, but I don't see users. In that case, just select this option that says show all and you will see users now. Okay, so just click on users and then you see active users. Active users are all the active users in the organization. There is a search over here on the right hand side where you can see all the users which are currently there in the organization. If there are too many users and you want to search it, you can always do that. Like I want to search for MOD, which is my user. I just type the user and I hit enter, and you can see that MOD. I was able to, that user came up with all the details. Okay, if I want to add a user, click on add a user button at the bottom of the screen. You can see on the top left corner of the screen, add a user, and over here I just type in some details of this user. I say IT free support. Okay, this is a user that I'm gonna give the name for. The name would be IT free support. Again, IT free support. That would be there. Demo. Okay, this is because I had created a group, so they did not allow me. It'll say create and password. I say don't create a password. I want to select the password on my own. But in your case, you can have the user also type in or select the password. Okay, so I give in some password. Make sure it has a strong password, and this will say whether the user should be able to change the password or should he be asked to change the password once he logs on. So I say that that's not needed. I am okay with that. Okay, let me just give it a different one. Yeah, this is a strong one. And then we say send password upon email completion. So it'll send an email password on their personal email ID or to myself, which is my own email account. Okay, as an admin account. And then I go next. Over here, I can see which location this user would be mainly located in. I can select US, UK, Canada, wherever I want this user to be located in. And then I select what kind of certificate or what kind of licenses he should have. I have Microsoft 365 licenses. I have Power Apps for Developer license. I have Power Automate license. This is actually a free license. And then I have Office 365 license. I can give this user Office 365 license, and I can give him a Windows 10 Enterprise license. Now, Windows 10 Enterprise license, if you want to understand what are differences in these licenses, we can go through it. We will be talking about licenses more in detail when I talk about billing section of it. Okay, and what is the difference between Microsoft 365 license and what is the difference between Office 365 license? These are again two different licenses, Office 365 and Microsoft 365. Okay. And if you want that, you can also create a user without a Microsoft license, but that user is there for login purpose. But like for example, if you want to create a service account, okay, for example, you want to have an administrator, and that administration does not really need any email, chat or something like that, then you can also create a user without any licenses, and that can act as an admin of the account, or service account, we can also say SA account. If you go down over here, based on whatever we have selected on the top, based on whatever licenses we have selected, it'll say these are the apps which user can access. For example, this user can't access, I can't give him mobile device management because that requires a separate license, and I cannot give that currently because of the level of licenses that we have. Okay. Similarly, if I go, there are all the licenses, but these are not all of them, I think. Yeah, they are there, but for some reason, I'm not able to assign. This app is assigned at organization level. Okay. So yeah, this app is assigned at organization level. It can't be assigned. But yeah, I can check that. Okay, for example, I do not want this user to be able to access Skype. I do not want this Skype to be enabled for this user. So Skype would go off, and I can say he should not be able to access to-do list, or you should not be access universal print. I can do that. So I can stop him from doing Yammer Enterprises. He should not be able to access Yammer. I can disable that as well. Okay, so these are apps which comes with it. Now, if I would have had an Microsoft 365, the number of licenses would have been lot more. Okay. So now I hit next, and over here what I see is roles. What kind of role I need to give to this user? There are multiple roles that you can give. You can either make it a normal user, which he should not be able to do much on it. But then there's something that's called as admin center roles, which means that he should be able to access multiple admin centers. Like he can be a global admin. Global admin means he should have access to nearly everything he wants to. Then we have exchange admin center. Then he can only access email related or mail related configuration for the organization. Help desk admin is a normal help desk admin who can access a couple of sections of mails and SharePoint and Office 365 admin, I would say. And but they can't do really too much of things. So if you want to understand what they can do, you can always click over here. Like what they would be able to do is they would be able to reset the password, re-authenticate for non-admins, and manage service request or monitor service health. So yeah, they cannot access admin center, they cannot access Exchange or SharePoint admin center in that case. So over here, but this can access all the Exchange related resources. SharePoint Exchange can always access SharePoint related resources. Then global admin has unlimited access. He should be able to access everything he wants to. So should not be a problem over there. Okay. There are more categories out here. Okay, so don't get confused that okay, these are the only categories we have. If you click on show all categories, then we have tons and tons of more categories that you can go into, and you can select what he should be able to do and what he should not be able to do. For example, I want him global reader. That means he would be able to go to all the admin center but can only view the configuration. He cannot make those configurations. That's also a possibility. So yeah, these options are there, very critical. And then again, profile, if I want that, I can give him what profile information I have, like his office, his job title, his other details, and then I can get finished. This is giving me an overview of whatever I've written or selected. Okay, right now I have not given him any admin access. This is just a basic user, and I hit finish. So that's a very 10 minutes. That's a 10 minutes on how a user is created in the organization. If I want to create a contact or add multiple user, I can actually use a template. There is a user template which is there. Okay, what you can do is you have an admin related template you can use, and so these are some templates which are available. So this says Office is again similar kind of Office 365 administration and management. I'll add multiple users. Now over here I can add multiple users at the same time, or I can even use a CSV file to upload this information onto so all this information will end up uploading onto the site, and users will automatically get created. Okay, I don't want to go over here now. Then we have multi-factor authentication. So what I'm doing over here is, for example, this user is there and I want to enable or want to check multi-factor authentication for this user, or force multi-factor authentication for this user. I can just select this user and enable multi-factor authentication, or manage multi-factor authentication. Like for these users right now, multi-factor authentication is not enabled. We can see that it is disabled over here, but if I want to enable, I can just click on this enable or manage user settings, and it will automatically get enabled. Okay. Then another option that we have out here is delete a user. I can just delete the user that I want to. Let's say, for example, I just created ID free. I'll go back to that user and I say delete the user. We also have reset password option over here, but I'm just gonna delete this user. Okay, give another user to, okay. It's asking me the reason for deletion. I would say you must select user and set email option before deleting IT free support. Okay, no, I do not want to do this. I just say delete user. In that case, what's happening is this user's email address will get allocated to the separate user. So why we are doing that is so that in case if anyone sends email to this user, that new user whom we have assigned this email address should be able to manage it. Okay. So that was the purpose of it. I go to deleted user. I can see this user is now deleted. Then I also have something that's called as guest users. Guest users are, I can add guest users. Guest users are individuals who are not part of my organization. I can add them. This can be a Gmail account, a Hotmail account, or some other organization account. Okay. From here we can just fill in the basic details and invite the user. I'll cover guest and guest related things in my upcoming videos. For now, I'll also cover contacts. So if you want to add a contact, just click add a contact. Now this is a contact or contact related information which can be accessed outside of the organization as within the organization. So everyone can see this particular Bob, Kelly and other details if they access their mail, if they access their Teams or some other commonly used applications. Okay. So yeah, again we also have add multiple contacts option, using which using a CSV file I can do that. Okay. So this was a quick overview about what is there in users and how to manage users. If you still have any questions, if you still have any queries, feel free to contact me. I'll be continuing this series explaining about teams and groups and roles and other sections of Office 365 or Microsoft 365 administration. Best of luck for your interview. Have a great day ahead. Bye.